Today I'm going to show you some of the most useful AI filmmaking workflows I've found using Luma Ray 3.2. Let's take this guy here, this cool dancing guy, and let's transform him into this kind of cool alien creature. Looks pretty cool, looks pretty lifelike. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this from scratch. We're going to jump into something called Luma. I'm going to show you exactly how I went through this process and how I did it. I've got this raw piece of footage up here. And it's just like a H.264 file. It's nothing crazy, it's not ProRes or anything. And this is Ray 3.2 by Lumalabs. And what's cool about it is that it gives you keyframe points. And these are the points where you want to change your source footage. So whether it's like this cool guy, like ballerina kind of guy, he's looking pretty cool, great movement, incredible movement. And you want to transform him into this secondary character, which is what I've done here. I've kind of done 3 images. And so my process for this has been, well, firstly, I want to change him into something. What am I going to change him into? Let's change him into an alien. That'd be cool. And you can do whatever you want. So whether it's like, you want someone to look like they're in a cool makeup setup, or, you want them to be extraterrestrial or whatever you want to do, it's up to you. It's great for testing. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few examples of my working files and how I got to this end result. So if I go here, this is it's my original footage here, which I was just showing you through. And here is the result. So I've got old mate here, and then he converts into this kind of sick looking alien guy. I've got some film grain over the top. I'll just show you how to do as well. And then he transforms back, just so you can see the whole process. These were some of my original references I just pulled from Pinterest. So you can use Pinterest for a lot of stuff. You can use your own imagery for a lot of stuff if you want to check things out. It's good to just change that imagery if you're going to use it for actual production or testing purposes. You want to change it and make it yours, make it a bit unique. I've just kind of gone one for one for this example, but you can do whatever you like. I liked some of these images I found. I thought they were cool. And what else have I got? And so the process from here was I chose this guy here, but I also tested this one here, which is kind of wild. And if I go to our screen here, you'll see a bit of that here, which was this guy merging with this one. And to make our original character, I needed to pull his frame. So you literally just want to this is our video, just right click it, you go create video, Ray 3.2. And it gives you that footage, and then you want to create some keyframes. And if I go over here, I've got my 3 keyframes here. I think I can add more, so you can add more if you want, but we just needed 3 really. I think 3 are fine. A lot of the old models would only have first frame or last frame, and you'd lose a lot of consistency in the middle because the models don't exactly know what's happening in the middle. It's just guessing. So you lose a lot of consistency. So you really could do this frame by frame and have a really consistent video, but for our example purpose, we'll just do 3, start, middle, and end. So here I've got 3 images, and then I'm literally just clicking download, and it just extracts them. I literally just want these are my 3 guys here, and I want to change them, and I want to put them back in here, but I want this reference. Create image using Nano Banana 2. Change the man to have the skin and aesthetic of the reference alien image. Same aspects to 16:9, and 2Ks are fine for most of this stuff. Advanced, minimal thinking, that's fine. Temperature, cool. So I'm just going to choose my image there. This is my image here in this example is just a tutorial for example. So let's go back to our screen recording here. So we've got make the skin feel like the skin of the alien creature. Cool, let's create that. We'll see what happens. This was my export from last time. What I also got some random exports that I didn't really know were going to happen. Do the same thing with these guys here. Make make the dancer's skin feel like the alien. That was a cool output. This one, he kept his pants on, so that can happen. This one, just fully rogue blue and alien, nothing like the reference. So it can happen on occasion where you get just random hallucinations, and that's, you just got to keep rolling the stuff till you get the full export you're after. Cool, so this looks pretty good. This was the example I just did then. So that came out pretty nice. I really like how his luminescent skin is looking. A lot of detail there. Like you can see even here, this source footage is like a bit, like it's got a bit of motion blur, a bit of grain on it. This one's quite detailed. And so it's very sharp as well. So you can use this to your advantage. And so I'm doing that for all three of those images. So I've done the same thing for here, the middle, and the same thing for the end. And I'm just typing in something really simple. Like I've got my keyframes. This is the original. This is what it's going to look like. So in this one, I think this is the one that doesn't look the best. But that's okay. It's just an example. And the instruction is, I've just left this on auto, like motion and structure. I've said it has faces, bodies, and poses, which is true. I've left the resolution to 1080p. I just usually use the highest quality possible, and quality over speed, because I'm happy to wait. In this example, I've used HDR as well. So a lot of these models, you're getting like a really low resolution output that doesn't have a lot of fidelity for doing color grades. So the key to getting a nice export is having a HDR output, which is like what your Sony FX3 camera might have, or Alexa camera have a lot of fidelity, have 16 stops of range. This is new. HDR is new for AI exports, and that's not too bad. And the instruction is simple. So the man electronically transforms through the video. Electrically transforms through the video. I mean, you could write whatever you want, but the man transforms is essentially what I wanted to occur. And then this was the output. So there he is. A lot of detail. Skin looks amazing. The light is interacting with it. Aesthetic. So this actor, this dancer, I dare say he's like a ballerina of sorts, professionally trained. He was able to, this motion is able to be transferred into this kind of AI movement. So I think this is like amazing for the Andy Serkises of the world, or acting, for filmmaking, is that you can shoot these scenes and then translate them into any worlds you want. So you can still use the actual performance of an actor and a director pulling that performance out, but then you can translate these worlds into new places that have never existed before. I got my export and then I just, downloaded it, and then I'm throwing it straight into DaVinci Resolve. So, and what I've done is I've just put a little bit of film grain on it and a bit of softening and sharpening. I'm using this plugin, which I really like at the moment, called Filmbox. The footage that comes out is essentially HDR. So if I go turn all this off, so you've got a lot of latitude to work with there, which is really cool. And then if I turn on Filmbox, I've used the source as Blackmagic footage, BMD film. Got a whole lot of settings in here. I won't go through them now, but it really brings something to the table, I think, in terms of making the footage feel like a movie. You want your stuff to feel like the movies. That's the point, right? Then I've just gone and added a little bit of, this is quite intense right now, but you can see it kind of brings out a lot of the details from that footage as well. And there you go, that's it. That's really what I wanted to show you. Happy to share tips, happy to share my knowledge and what I understand. A lot of possibilities here. If you're a filmmaker, really jump into the stuff, really dig deep, because you can start to make realities come alive. Ideas you've always wanted to bring out, you can do them now. And this model's new, came out a couple of days ago. So every day there's something new and cool. Hybrid AI filmmaking is something that's happening. if you're in commercials, you're making brand films, start pulling this into your pipeline. You can pull together concepts really quickly that you can then flesh out for real using all the traditional production methods. And if you're just trying to pull some ideas together for your own storytelling, you can. You just need a laptop and a credit card. You can kick things off. Can't wait to share some more with you. And if you like this, please let me know. I'm happy to share some more. And speak soon.